Welcome to a new day. I'd like to thank you for joining us at the Bereaved Parents Club, where we focus on conversations involving real people, real stories, and real healing. May the message of this day be a lamp upon your feet in your journey. By the age of 18, I was having my first child in my senior year of high school, which means by the time I was finishing my junior year, I was pregnant. Upon the day of graduation, I was allowed the honor to speak because of my academic achievements, becoming the top 10% of my graduating class. I remember stepping on that platform. Tonight, I felt so formidable as I spoke the words that I had written and practiced on paper. I felt like I was leaving the walls of the school into the world, into the next level of my phase with such confidence, such determination. And I was well on my way. I entered into a nearby university, but before that first year even ended, not only was I married, but I became pregnant with my second child. Soon after that, I decided, hey, let me just take a break, some time off as I deliver my child and rear her in some of her most valuable moments. Then, with all I had in me, not only being a mother, but a wife at the tender age of 20, I said, time to go back to school. I registered with the University of North Carolina at Wilmington, transferring all of my credits, and I also registered with a nearby community school, Coastal Carolina. I doubled up on classes, getting approval, taking 24 credits in one semester just to catch up with my peers. Before I even graduated, I was provided a job back in my hometown to teach, to do the one thing that all of this was amounting to, the first step to the ladder of all of my goals: teach, be an administrator, be a superintendent, and hey, girl, while you're at it, go for it. Become Secretary of of Education for the United States of America. I was so determined to not only be able to juggle being a mother, a wife, but being a career woman. And I was doing it with all energies in my body, with every single fiber. I was working out the plan I had for my life. So I continued on pursuing school while working, while being a mother, while being a wife. In the meantime, having another kid by the age of 21. I got my master's degree. I became a principal. I had numerous achievements, 3 Teacher of the Year awards, and I only taught for, 9 years. So 1/3, I received those recognitions, among others. And I'm not saying any of this to brag. I just want you to know who I was. So here I am, having taught people from 3rd grade all the way to the age of 62. Here I am checking the box of becoming an administrator at such a tender age. Here I am being able to intern and be a teacher and even get my doctorate in the year 2014. But little did I know that after my graduation ceremony, May 2014, things would start to change. I remember so vividly being excited and my whole family rallying around the idea of me becoming the first person to achieve a doctorate in my family. And I had a party. It was time to celebrate. It was a lot of hard work. And I remember writing this speech that I wanted to give at my party, and it didn't come off exactly as I planned. It was overtaken by some spirit within me to deliver the message of what was next. So here's all of my family and friends gathered in this room after my graduation, and I say to them, I am going to be writing a book. Didn't tell them what it was about, how it was going to be, when I was going to do it. But for some reason, this seed was planted that I would be writing a book next. That wasn't in my plan. My plan was teacher, administrator, superintendent, and aim high to become the superintendent of education, secretary of education for the United States. That literally was my plan. That literally was my ladder. That's May 2014. I still had this ladder in mind, but I was delivering this other message. Fast forward a couple of months, not that many, just 2. I got knocked off my ladder. I got knocked off my high horse, if you say. When I lost my daughter, in no way in the world would you tell me such a thing as this would happen in my life. I wasn't the best mom, but I was a present mom. I was always there for the events. I was there to support with the homework. I was there modeling independent, go-getting parent, mom. I was there to see them and tuck them into bed every single night. How could this happen? There's so many children in the world who are neglected. There's so many children in the world whose parents aren't raising this. How could this happen? This laid me on my back. The person who could juggle all these things, man, she hit the road. And here I was, left in a desolate place, feeling worthless, feeling like I had no value, going through all the motions of depression and grief, sadness, anxiety, PTSD. My family isn't the same because of what's happened. I'm trying to rear children that I don't know how to rear anymore. Was I doing it right before? And if I was doing it right, well, how do I do it? Do I need more gentle hands? Do I need to say this more? Do I need to do this more? What do I do? Oh my gosh, I put on all these gloves because I was scared. Scared to fail, scared to lose anyone or anything again. And I've been trapped in that prison of fear of failure for 8 years now. My attempt at this podcast was just to put my toe in the lake and try to deliver some of the ideas that have been pent up beneath me. My creation of a foundation was putting a toe in the lake to try, but I haven't been all in. I haven't thrown down all of my cards. I've been scared to step into what I am now in this present moment, what my loss has built me to be. But today, no longer. I will not let my fear of failure, my fear of losing again, of loss, prevent me from my purpose in life. You know, I mentioned to you that in 2014, I was given this vision that I didn't even know I was going to announce at my graduation party. I will write a book. A little after my daughter passed away, one of my aunts remembered me saying that. And she said, "You wanted a book? Here it is." And I'm not going to lie to you, I was kind of pissed. I ain't say anything to her, out of respect, but I was like, "Really? You're going to say you I'm going to use this loss to write a book? Really? Nah, I will not put my loss, my failure, my daughter's life on display in anything. I'm not doing that. What? Why would you say that? I mean, this is just real, y'all. This is what I was thinking. This is how I was feeling. When I was given that vision that I'm going to write a book, I thought it was going to be about the girl who had a child at 18, the girl who lived between two grandmoms, the forgiveness that I had to present to people for certain things in my life. I thought it was going to be that. And I ain't going to lie to you. I still tried to pursue it. So when I got comfortable and it was like, it's time to write that book. So that was probably 2019, I think. So 2014, I say it. 2019, I finally sit at a computer to try to accomplish the book as I see it. And here I am, and I'm starting out. Once upon a time, there was this girl, and she da 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 da. And I'm reading it as I'm writing, and I'm like, "Girl, you sound like a victim. You don't sound like a survivor. You're telling everybody about what happened to you." But I kept going, hey, and then my parents had me young and da 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 and all of this, and I lived between two grandmoms, and I had my kid at the age of this and da 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 da. And so I'm writing it, and then it became forgiveness letters to forgive those individuals that I felt needed to do something or be there for me in some kind of way. And then I started to notice another underlying thing in that writing. My hurt, once I got past my past, was that I lost at something that I never thought I would lose at: parenting. It was that F that I had branded on my chest that was my hurt. It was taking phone calls from others in my situation that stirred that hurt. It was being able to give advice to people who had gone through what I had gone through that made me realize my aunt was right. Here's my book. Here's my testimony. There's too many people out there grieving because of their loss. There's too many parents who are losing their children before the age of 15 or even 10 now. It's not supposed to be that way. The child is supposed to pick out your coffin, not you picking out theirs. Not you picking songs for selections for their funeral. Not you going to the store to pick out the outfit that they're going to wear for the very last time. That's my story. That's my testimony. And for some reason, God saw fit that I lay it out for the world. And so, yes, my first attempt is coming right to you live and bearing my soul. But behind the scenes, I've been writing. And I've been trying to get it all out because I know there's somebody out there who needs this walk along companion book to be able to help them through their journey. And I want to tell that somebody, I apologize because it's been too long that you've been waiting on me to step out of my fear and step into faith and understand that this is my life, this is my journey, and these are the things that I need to testify to in order to help others in the world. And I want to make a promise to you on this day that I will diligently work towards the vision that God has placed within me so that I can let it out into the world so that you can be healed and whole again. It's not what I want to do, it's what I have to do. And many of you, you may not understand it and you might can't get behind it. But I'm going to be here every single week, delivering the messages placed upon me, inside of me, that come through me in order to reach an atmosphere. I don't care if it's one person, a half a person, whatever it is. It's going to come out. I'm going to say it out. I'm going to write it out. And I'm going to release it out. And for those of you that are experiencing loss and you're deep down in a valley, I promise you there's something in you that is growing and that needs to be birthed in this world. Don't be like me and be in year 8 and finally realize it's time to run again. Don't let your loss take away your strength. I can juggle. I've done it before. It's just like riding a bike. But for some reason, that loss created a barrier to make me think it's over. That's it. Pack your bags. Time to go. And I'm going to tell you, you might be wondering, well, she said she was on this path with education. You know, she said she wanted to be a teacher and then administrator and then a superintendent and then the secretary of education for the United States. She went from not just a bachelor's to a doctorate. And so why are you're here right now? Here's the thing. I tried to climb back up my ladder. I'm not lying. I tried to climb back up my ladder. I got knocked off and I tried again. And in 2016, I can recall laying on the floor in my bedroom saying, Lord, I give up. What do you need me to do? I put in my resignation letter during the Christmas holiday. I never have quit on anyone or anything. And I put in that resignation letter and I said, I'll work until you guys find my replacement. And once it was time to drive back to that school, I was like, you know what? You're not a quitter. You can't do this. You know what? Just tell them, forget it. You'll finish out the entire year. You don't want to cause any issues. I'm sorry. I was just in a moment of just just a lot of thoughts and a lot of things were going on. And you know what? I'll just take it all back. I was driving in my car, and I'm going to place the visual up here. I was on the way to that school, and I passed a sign for a church that said, "Remember Lot's wife." And if you don't read your Bible, they were to continue walking forward, never looking back. But she chose to look back and turned into a pillar of salt. And that was God's sign to me. On that floor, we made a decision. You are not going to look back. You are going to continue forward. You put it in because I told you to put it in. Now keep going. And I was like, Lord, well, I've done the budget. My husband, we bought this house now, and my daughter's in school, college now. And, we still have a son to take care of, and we got to eat, and we got two cars, and, this stuff. We got bills out the yin yang, Lord. And by the time we're done, we only have like $100 and some a month if we just live off him. I can't do this, Lord. No, You laid down on that floor. You heard me. You listened. You obeyed. You followed through. Now keep following me. And I left it all behind. And believe it or not, there was no hard feelings amongst the people. No one looked at me and said, no, this was wrong of you. Nobody said anything. Not anything harmful or bad. And by February, I had left the field of education, a field that I had been in for like 11 years. And soon after that, my husband came home and he said, I'm going to be deployed to Africa. And I'm like, God, what in the world? Now I'm going to be here by myself. We not long just moved to this particular area. I'm just having a mental breakdown. My son still needs raising, and these things have to be done. And I was like, you're going to be all right. Little did I know that deployment came with extra funds that allowed not only to take care of us, but allowed me to work our finances with good stewardship in a manner that we would become nearly debt free. Little did I know that taking my husband away for some time was so that I could have some reflection and alone time and therapy time and spiritual time and guidance time to prepare me for my way forward, to give me some bearing, some footing again. And I'm just here to tell somebody, because a lot of people might think like, I'm not, I'm going through these things and I'm not that privileged to just walk away from certain things. If you're hearing that voice in you of the Spirit that's telling you to do certain things, you have to step out on faith and do it. I am here as a testimony that since I left my profession, I have been taken care of. I've been able to spend more time with my kids. I've been able to spend more time with my husband. We've been able to do some things that I didn't. On one income, we can travel now. On one income, we can give away a car now. On one income, we can set up a ministry fund now. Like, how is this working? So I've been provided for. And now through my provision, I got to take the next step. I got to release me. I got to release me from the bondage of fear. Because the territory out there is so much greater. Now, this may not sound like a normal BPC message, but in turn, it is. Your loss hit you hard. It was a blow in your life. And maybe you're trying to maintain the particular plan that you had for your life before the loss, and you're hitting a wall every single day. I would encourage you to spend some time in reflection, in meditation, and prayer so that you can hear from your higher power to be able to get information on your way forward. It's not going to be easy, y'all, but it is possible. And I am here weekly as a testimony to that. Until next time, be present in your healing. And y'all, most importantly, keep your faith.
Testify, God still provides. Come on, sing it.